you already in love with this athlete name. All right, but with the artists and like the actors, they like to like put them on the MK Ultra, or they like to flat out because they're not doing an athletic, they're not doing an athletic. Remember that. So they like to put them on the MK Ultra and control the mind more, or flat out just kill them and just clone them and replace them. All right. So the thing is, the conscious transfer part is what you got to understand. Your conscious is your personality, is everything. So you got to understand that they can they can splice your consciousness and put some of your consciousness into a separate entity, to a separate body, and then put an entity in there with you. So that entity has whole consciousness in there. Only some of yours is in there. So he'll have more control than you will have, and y'all both stuck inside one body, and you'll be aware of that. All right, you'll be aware of that. Okay, so but to get you to this phase, it's the way they get you there. Check this out. They start inviting you to these parties, right? And we all heard about these parties in Hollywood. They started inviting them to these parties. And yeah, they showed you that in Get Out. That's what Key and Peele was trying to say. But Key and Peele is on the MK Ultra. So when you're in the MK Ultra, you have a separate entity inside of you. So you can only say so much because the other entity is in there like, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So you can only say so much. Cappy Pondexter going through that right now. A lot of celebrities going through that. You'll see him break it. Kanye went through that. He went through that in front of everybody, and people just ain't know it. When he did break his MK Ultra, he got on stage and came out and said, hey, I've been sitting here at the risk of my own life to warn y'all. And he started exposing Beyonce, Jay-Z, everybody. Radio, everything. And then literally when he got off stage, they said he was in a psych ward. You didn't see Kanye for like a year. No, he had broke his MK Ultra. You know what I'm saying? And when he broke it, and that's what they was showing you in Get Out. Like I keep telling y'all in Get Out, when they showed you the black dude at the party, he broke his MK Ultra and he was trying to warn dude. He like, hey, man, bro, you gotta get out, man. This shit ain't right. But because dude had no clue, because look how they had everything set up all nice, but they was controlling people from the inside. That's what Get Out was showing you, man. It was basically Key and Peele crying out to y'all about what they going through in Hollywood, and without not being able to say it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand how they get them there. Like they start inviting them to these parties, right? They start inviting them to these parties, man. And when they start inviting them to these parties, it actually starts before the parties. They start by first, like with gods, they start sending these different women at you. All right? They start sending all type of women at you. And that's why in my lecture last night I was talking about sexual energy exchange, because they do this in Hollywood. Like they'll start sending all these different women at the guys, right? And he not aware that when he stick his dick in her, that, or when he have sex with her, that, she could transfer a whole spiritual force into his penis through her vagina. He not aware of that. So guess what? They sending all these different women that are on a certain energetic frequency that are basically transporters. So they literally only use these women to lure the gods in when they come into Hollywood, right? And these are beautiful women, beautiful women that they know motherfuckers want to have sex with, right? And they start sending them at them in different ways, though. They don't send them all at once. They send them in different ways. So it comes off like it's a natural thing. He thinking he going all over the planet, and he just running across all these bad women that's showing up in his hotel room and his lobbies and his stuff like that. And these are transported. So these are actually entities that are just hosting a body just to transport more negative entities. All right? So these are hostesses. These are like pregnant. Imagine like a pregnant devil. She's a pregnant devil, and she's pregnant with more demonic entities, right? So they'll send these transporters. These are basically women that have been already sold out years ago to Hollywood. So they just using them just for this. All right? And now they having sex with all these different women, right? And every time they have sex with them, or these different women, they slowly losing a part of their soul, so they're weakening their aura field, weakening. Now, as they weaken the aura field, now you're weak enough to start inviting you to these parties. Start inviting you to these parties. You go to these parties, normally you wouldn't even want to stay there. But they've been using these different women to gnaw off of his aura through sex for the last 6 months. They do the same thing with the females in Hollywood. All right, they do the same thing. All right, and after your aura's been gnawed on. All right, now they invite you to these parties, and they start inviting them to these parties, and these parties got sex rooms in them, but then they got these fun rooms. All right, so these fun rooms got all type of shit in there, y'all. Like, okay, so the sex rooms, you got options. You got the sex rooms, you got the fun rooms. So these sex rooms at these parties in Hollywood, these sex rooms is the rooms that like Cat Williams was talking about in his stand up. You know, when they in there and they, you know, they doing all different type of things. You know what I'm saying? Certain, you know, participating in all different type of sex rituals. You know what I'm saying? Man with man, women with women, man with child with children. They doing it with children, like not just like homosexual activities. Nah, they in there with like grown men with kids, grown women with kids, grown man with grown man, grown woman with grown woman, like all out recklessness. You get what I'm saying? With kids as young as 5 in these parties. You know what I'm saying? Now because it's a part of sex rituals that they believe in, right? Okay, now they like to do buck breaking with the guys that they bring in Hollywood. So they like to make them go through them sex rooms so they can break them in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the orgy parties, but they want to break them in though, like, cause you know, buck breaking is something that they always did they've been practicing that amongst us since the physical slavery days. Like the slave master is something that's kept quiet, but it's real. Like the slave master, you can look it up. The slave masters used to go and they used to go in the. They always talk about the women getting raped, but they didn't just rape our women. They used to go and rape the man too. All right, so it was called buck breaking. All right, they would go rape the man. They would go rape the male in front of his wife. They would go rape They would go like, say you a family. You a 30-year-old guy, 30-year-old goddess. We know time not real, but let's just use an example. All right. 30-year-old guy, 30-year-old goddess. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, the slave master come in and rape your 8-year-old son in front of you. You know what I'm saying? In front of the mom in front of the mom and the father would rape the 8-year-old son, the 9-year-old son, yes. And then would turn around and rape the father in front of the mom. Yes, like they would do all that. It's called buck breaking. Okay, so doing that was a way to get our women to not respect us and to kill the respect, you know, for us, which it did play a part in that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of our goddesses went in fear when that was going on. Like, how can we, they created us to protect them. And then when shit like that was happening, you know, it's like, damn, okay, how can I still respect and trust my protector to protect me when I just witnessed him get fucked in the ass in front of me? You know what I'm saying? And imagine the psychological effect that has on a father when he got to watch his son get raped in front of him. And then he got to turn around and get raped. Yeah, they did all this. It was called buck breaking. Now, this practice, they still do in Hollywood to this day. You know what I'm saying? Anybody coming up in there, you know, this buck breaking. So they take them through these fun rooms. And then with the goddesses, that's what the Me Too movement ain't even really touch on what they really do. It was like a light little over what they do. You know, that little Me Too movement was some little, and that was all a front. That was just to try to act like they was disclosing some shit that go on in Hollywood, and that if it did come out, something would happen to them. That was all fake. That was all for that wasn't nothing. Because what's really going on, they ain't never put out there, but it's coming out now. You know what I'm saying? This is all rolling downhill now. You feel me? They'll do the buck breaking. So, you know, they got the fun rooms, but they send them there after they did not on their aura through sexual intercourse with these different women and these different men they sent their way. All right? And then, you know, when they get them in these fun rooms, they like to do the casting couches, all right? So the casting couches, like, do you know how many, like, you know all the little porn stars that we see in porno? A lot of them have been kidnapped. These are women that have been kidnapped and drugged and they be drugged up doing them flicks, man. You know what I'm saying? Conscious replace. Like, they do it with the porn stars, too. A lot of them women been kidnapped since they was little girls. You know what I'm saying? You be wondering like, how the fuck could she sit here and suck 10 dicks like that at one time? Like, y'all never wondered that? I have. I didn't see the flick and be like, how the fuck can she sit here, have a dick in her coochie, her ass, in her mouth, and a dick in each hand and want more dick? That's not normal. I don't give a fuck how much acting you got going on. How does she even a lot of them be drugged up, and they've been drugged up and trained that way and been brought up through sex trafficking, and it's sad. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. Like, to think that, like, all the porn stars, we thinking these regular people that grew up and just decided to jump in that shit. Yeah, you got some that grow up and they do go in that shit, but majority of them was kidnapped, sex trafficked, grew up in the shit. You know what I'm saying? And you wondering, like, how is she sitting there, you know what I'm saying? How is she sitting there with 30 dicks lined up, ready to go? You know what I'm saying? Like, how? Like, who can act out such a scene? You know what I'm saying? Because I heard they don't even get paid like that. So who can act out such a scene? You know what I'm saying? Who has the heart to take on 30 dicks like that? You know what I'm saying? And you ready for more? Like, no, that ain't natural. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't natural. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never, like, when I was watching porn, I could never watch that type of shit. Because it didn't arouse me or nothing. You know, it was stupid to me. Like, how the fuck? That ain't cool. How you cool with that? You know what I'm saying? That is not cool, though. Now you going too far. You feel me? You done went too far on this motherfucker. You like enough is enough around this motherfucker. Like, we ain't finna. I don't even want to see all them joints on the screen. Like, that's too many joints for me. So you really lost me. It's too many joints on the screen. You hear me? Like, I ain't finna be one body, 30 joints. I'm cool. Like, you be like, I'm good off that. Y'all, I'm just being real. Y'all know my throat chakra open, but I'm just saying we just never asked them questions. And this is because a lot of these women, I'm not laughing at the women. I'm laughing at, y'all know we laughing at. But I'm saying, like, a lot of them, they grew up in sex trafficking. And it's sad. You know what I'm saying? It's more sad than anything. But it's like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, and then, like I say, it's at these parties. You see? Because Cat ain't get deep enough. We're going to get deeper with these parties. See, listen, man. Did y'all know at these parties, man, like, no lie, they got the sex room, and in there, like I say, they got the casting couches in there, everything. Like, so if you ever seen the porno, look, the pornos where they call like casting calls or some shit on Pornhub and all that shit like that. If you've ever seen that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, everything they put in those flicks, they do to them at these parties, y'all. That's the point I'm trying to make, nigga. You hear me? Like, it ain't just no flick. Like, I'm talking about the most extremist of shit, nigga. No, this ain't no regular shit. Nah, this ain't no, they just in there having a train. They just in there. No, this some extreme, like I say, the shit you see them, all them extreme, even the bestiality shit, like when they be fucking horses, like, they be making them do that, y'all. You hear me? They be making them do that, y'all. Y'all hear me? Like, on some real shit. Like, I know too many people in Hollywood. I'm trying to tell you. I can't say their name because, they didn't sign contracts and they in shit. You feel me? And I know they kill their family and shit. So, I ain't in there. I ain't in that though. I don't owe Satan nothing. He can't come collect over here. I could say this type of shit. They can't. You know what I'm saying? I told him I'm like, listen, man, ain't no running back to the light. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't run back to the light. You got to face what you did. You know what I'm saying? I'll be real with them, too, y'all. Not telling like, I can't help y'all. I'll listen to you. You know what I'm saying? I'll listen. You hear me? And I'll warn others, that way if you want to help the world that way. But I can't give you no pointers, and I can't help you. I can't intervene. And you gotta deal with, you know what I'm saying, with them contracts. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying, like, but it starts with the gnawing of the soul, y'all. And they get to these parties and you got all the humiliation rituals going on. That's just the fun room. But no, when you get to the next room, which is this is the room where they making them like eat all type of stuff. You hear me? Like they got like toes, fingers, legs, elbows, and everything on the table. Y'all hear me? I'm serious. Listen up. That was the now we was just talking about the sex room. Now we talking about the fun room. All right. Somebody said hostel. It's worse than hostel. Hostel and all that shit is they do that in real life. That come from real life. But no, in this fun room, they got this table, right? And they got all these different like plates lined up with different stuff on it, like people feet, people toes, people hands, people, you know, and then it got tags on it. So like, you know, if you eat this, you get $1,000. You know, if you eat this, you get $2,000. If you eat this finger, you get $3,000. You know, if you eat this, you get, you know. I don't think y'all hear me. Like I'm dead ass serious, and I'm telling y'all this. And you know these sorcerers don't want me to tell y'all this, man. This go on. All right. I don't think y'all hear me. In this room, they got people body parts on plates at these parties, and each body part got a price tag on it. And that's just in one room. Then they got another room called the 100K room, right? And in the 100K room, all the body parts in there start at $100,000 and up. So if you eat it, you get $100,000. And you got people that go in there and in that room, they be having like people eyes, whole heads, brains, all of that shit in there. You feel me? Yeah, at these parties. I'm telling y'all, like, real shit, like, you know, I ain't gonna never lie to y'all. You hear me? That's what Cat Williams didn't say. He just talked about the sex rooms. He didn't go into the rooms where people could eat different human body parts for money. And people be doing it. People be doing it. Nigga, they wouldn't have a room if people wasn't doing it. People be recording the shit too, but you know what I'm saying? You know they keep all that shit in their phones for videos and you know. And see, like, is at that point they make like the new recruits that they recruiting into Hollywood. They make them go to these parties, and then they make them go to these rooms. And when they make them when they see these rooms, most people like completely lose their mind. So that's literally what happens to most people. Like, you gotta think, when you walk in these rooms, motherfuckers is already sitting at the table laughing and eating human body parts. So like, imagine walking in the room, right, and they got all these different body parts with price tags on them. And then there's people already sitting down at the table because they already trying to win money. They've been at the party. They got like how when you'll see somebody eat barbecue at a barbecue, they got red barbecue shit. Motherfuckers got blood all on their face because they eating shit. You know what I'm saying? What would that do to you? That will fuck you up. And then they in there laughing. You know what I'm saying? They high. You know what I'm saying? That'll fuck you up, though. That will fuck you up. And that's exactly what it does to most people. You know what I'm saying? And so they start to lose. It's like the dimming of the soul. That's how they dim your soul more by exposing you to the stuff, right? Dim your soul with it. It dims your soul. Listen to me, it's metaphysical. I'm telling you how they get people to, how they take people's souls. It dims the soul. Seeing shit like that, right? And remember, they've already been using this male. That's why, if you notice, most people in Hollywood, like, they always gonna have that male around them or that female around them. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't pay attention to that. but they will though. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's in the form of like a manager or like, you know, whatever title you want to give them, that the food public, cool. But no, it's because they work on the soul over time, y'all. It's not just like they get these people to just, people don't just go into it. They don't be knowing like what the fuck they going into. Like, even when they first start having sex with these women before they start going to the parties, that's when they really losing their soul, the essence, because they having sex. They don't even know that she's draining him. And they kind of showed you that in American Gods, but they showed a black goddess doing it, right? When in reality, our black goddesses don't have to use their vagina or sex to get rid of nobody. They way more powerful than that. That's what these witches in Hollywood do. See what I'm saying? To you know what I'm saying? So, they start gnawing at their souls that way and transporting these entities into you. So now once these entities start getting to you, they start like becoming thoughts in your head. And that's why a lot of them be feeling like they hearing voices and motherfucker tell them to do shit. And people be thinking they crazy, but they not. They literally got other entities being transported into them. This is how the takeover begins of the avatar. And, you know, like they get you to these type of parties and they start exposing your soul, you know, to shit like that. That's so low vibrational, you know. Like you sitting at this party and the person sitting there eating somebody's brains for money. And then they pressuring you. Hey, come on, you want to join? It's a party. It's a party. Think about the vibe of a party. And you like, this how they party? This how y'all party? Motherfucker be fucked up like this. This how y'all party? Like in their head. You know what I'm saying? So, some people looking like, man, these motherfuckers crazy. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers crazy. That's how people be looking when they... But the process has already started, though. Entities have already been transported. You feel me? Even if you don't participate, you not finna go public. Neither. You not finna go jump on your Instagram live. NBA Youngboy ain't finna jump on his Instagram live and be like, look, man, I just at this party and I seen motherfuckers in there eating people's bodies. He ain't gonna do that. You know what he gonna do? He gonna be like, I ain't fucking with that shit. And then he gonna keep making music, not realizing he already fucking with this shit. Just cause he ain't say nothing, he's already been exposed to it. Then over time, now he gets invited to more parties, and now he gets invited to underground cloning facilities and this and that and this and that and all they bring you into all of that. And then you know what start happening? A lot of them, they can't tell nobody this shit, y'all. And they want to tell people and they can't. So you know what happened? They start going crazy. Not crazy, but they start breaking down. You know what I'm saying? So much. That's why so many of them, they started having these suicidal vibes. A lot of them. You ever notice that? Like that, why all of them get this suicidal vibe from all of a sudden? It be everything they getting exposed to. And then not having nobody that you can... Nigga, they can't go live, nigga, and say that. You know? Motherfucker be... They like, who gonna believe me? Better yet, who the fuck gonna protect me and my family if I go live and say this shit? You know? And then sometimes, guess what? They do try him like that. They will make him eat a piece. They will make him eat a piece of a finger. They will make him eat a piece of a brain. They will say, go ahead and try it. No, I'm cool. Go ahead, man. Just try it, man. We already here, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, hey, you want to be you? Go ahead. The minute it ain't that bad, there's a whole room full of people in there trying to egg you on. It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. Now you didn't try it. Feel me? You didn't try it. I seen a comment that caught my attention because the ancestors want me to catch it. Somebody said I'm reaching. That ain't nothing but an undercover agent, y'all. You hear me? I'm reaching, but you in my live though. So who really reaching? You know what I'm saying? You in my live, but I'm reaching though. You think I'm lying? Why are you sitting here listening to a crazy person? If I'm crazy, why are you sitting there? That's the craziest thing. If I know a motherfucker crazy, I'm not gonna listen to their ass. You hear me? I'm reaching, but YouTube just kicked us off, and we had to start all over again. You know what I'm saying? I got people right now that's literally in fear of their life and trying to come back to the good side, but they can't because they really participated in these events. And you talking about I'm reaching. You better go do your research on who I am and who live you sitting in. You can go down my Instagram profile and see me standing with certain celebrities before I ever gave a lecture. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very plugged in this industry. I know a lot of people in this industry. I've been around this industry since I was 16 years old. You hear me? I turned down a $2 million deal because I refused to sell out. So one thing, I got receipts on that. You feel me? See, what y'all gotta understand is they don't want the truth out here like that. You feel me? Like I was telling y'all about these rooms where they got price tags on body parts. And these body parts are baby body part. The body parts are babies, kids, sometimes adults. Facts. This goes on at these parties in Black Hollywood, down here in Atlanta, and definitely in Hollywood out there in California. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. Why you think I said they blood drinkers? It's video footage of artists at parties drinking a red concoction out of bottles, and people thinking that's red wine, and people thinking that you don't have a clue. And like I say, when they expose the aura to these rooms, all right, into these type of events, into this type of imagery, into this that you didn't think was possible, you know, that begins to have an effect. And like I say, even if they don't participate, they not finna go live and say what they seen neither. You know what I'm saying? How do you go live and say that? Look, even I'm saying this right now on my platform, and I know y'all listen to me, and it's still hard for some of them. Like, damn, they doing that, but yes, they doing that in these rooms in Black Hollywood and in Hollywood. Feel me? Yes, facts. Listen, and another thing, everybody that was in Hollywood that died, they got killed off by Hollywood. Every single one of them, not one, all of them, all the way back to Billie Holiday, nigga. Billie Holiday, even Elvis, they even killed Elvis, nigga. They even